Voice of God, Volume 1, page 107. The unique features of our religion. There are several features in our religion which are not found in other religions. It is said that the karma theory is one of them. Although Buddhism and Jainism, which are offshoots of our religion, accept this theory, it is not there in other religions. What is this karma theory? Every action has a reaction. Physicists call this the law of cause and effect, action and reaction, which are inexorable. Our ancients have applied these laws of physics to human life and have propounded the karma theory. The sentient world is as much a part of the universe as the insentient. It is the combination of the two that constitutes life in the world. Therefore, the laws and dharma governing the one must be applicable to the other also. Karma theory is that every action of a man must have a reaction. Our religion says that if a man commits a sinful act, he has to undergo the punishment for it, and if he performs virtuous deeds, the favorable fruits of such deeds shall accrue to him. Our religion says that man gets several births because he has to experience the consequences of his sinful and virtuous acts. Although all religions say that good deeds should be performed and bad deeds should be avoided, they do not say it as emphatically as our religion does on the basis of the law of cause and effect. None of the other religions, those not born in Bharat, talks of the reincarnation theory. Not only that, they talk of several concepts contrary to this theory. Therefore, these religions strongly oppose our doctrine that man will go through several births till his karma is completely worked out. Generally, the idea of other religions is that man's life on this earth is a one-time affair. At the end of his life, he will have to remain at one place awaiting the Lord's judgment, and on the day of judgment, the Lord will weigh his good and bad deeds on the earth and send him either to eternal heaven or eternal hell. An Englishman who came to me, these days a number of Englishmen come to me, was a well-known author. He narrated a humorous anecdote. He was of the view that in the Bible there was inconsistency in that, on the one hand, it proclaims everywhere that God is love, and on the other, that such a God mercilessly sends away to eternal hell even a person who committed a single wrong. He therefore asked for an explanation from a priest who told him it is true that there is permanent hell, but it is permanently empty. But if you think about it, it will be difficult to accept this. Let us assume that the Lord does not send even the sinner to hell. If so, according to their philosophy, where can the sinner be sent? Since they do not have the concept of rebirth, he cannot be sent back to the world. Therefore, even the sinner has to be sent to heaven, in which case it would mean that people can go on committing any sin any number of times without any fear, and the Lord will send them to heaven. If that happens, people of the world will indulge in misconduct only. According to our religion too, the Lord who dispenses the fruits of our action is all merciful. But on that account, He will not allow the world to knowingly slide down into adharma. So what does He do? In order to experience the consequences of our sins, the fruits of our virtuous deeds also, He gives us another life and sends us back to the world. The sufferings of hell and joys of heaven are all in this world only. Since we had done a mix of good and bad deeds in our previous birth, we now experience a combination of the good and the bad. Those of us who had committed lot of sins suffer much. Those who had done virtuous deeds lead a happy life. Generally, there are only those who suffer much or those who have the mix of suffering and happiness. Rare are those who feel they are extremely happy. From this, it is clear that generally all of us have committed more sins. The Lord, out of compassion, gives a great opportunity in the form of another birth in the hope that man may wipe out his sins at least in the new birth. He comes forward to clear his dirt by giving him a guru, the Shastra, pilgrimage centers, etc. To say that with faith in man that he will pull himself up, he gives another birth and extends his support to his efforts in many ways is better and more appropriate than saying that the Lord considers man as useless, who cannot improve himself and therefore sends him to heaven despite his being a sinner. This is appropriate and merciful too. It is true that the Lord Himself lifts him up when he surrenders to Him with the feeling, what effort can I make on my own? Everything is in your hand. But it is one thing to bless man when he gives up his effort and surrenders, but it is different if he blesses him in the thought he is unfit to make effort. So long as it is thought that there is such a thing as human effort, to have faith in man and leave him to his effort is only great compassion. That is also real blessing. That the Lord does not send anybody to permanent hell is only the view of an individual priest. It cannot be said that it is the doctrine of religions such as Christianity which believe in one birth only. Their philosophy generally is that the Lord sends one to permanent heaven or permanent hell, depending on sins committed by him or virtuous deeds performed by him in one birth. Moreover, since we generally commit sins, only those who are awarded the punishment of hell will be more in number, and because of this, the day of judgment has been given a fearful name, Doomsday. This, in my view, detracts from the quality of mercy of the Lord. In support of our doctrine of rebirth, we can give strong proof. A European lady who once came to me asked me proof for this reincarnation theory. I did not enter into an argument with her. There was at that time a Purohit in our camp who knew English also. I asked him to take her into the maternity hospital and told her to note down the details of the newborn babies and bring them. She went with him to the maternity hospital and returned with details of the babies. According to the details, a child was chubby, another was thin, one was beautiful, and another was ugly. One was born in the high class ward in great comfort, and another was born to an extremely poor lady in the midst of untold sufferings. I asked her, let us leave aside the question of the Lord sending someone to permanent hell. We cannot see that. Now, you have the beginnings of several lives in the maternity hospital. Why such differences? Why should one be born in the midst of riches and other born in poverty? Why is one healthy and the other weak? One is beautiful and the other ugly. If we accept the theory of your religion that there is only one birth and also see the differences at birth and so much partiality, would it not lead to the conclusion that the Lord is without mercy or lacks intelligence and is acting arbitrarily? How to practice devotion is the belief that such a God will show mercy. For the differences you have noticed, can there be any other explanation except that reincarnation takes place depending upon the sins and virtuous deeds of the past? She went away happily, accepting what I said. But for the modern people, these explanations are not enough. They would want scientific proof. Even looking from that angle, parapsychologists today have made considerable research in this field and have come out with several facts in support of reincarnation. In their travel around the world, they have met many people in several places who have remembered their previous births and spoken about them. There are many who are able to talk about what they had seen in previous birth in places which have no connection whatever with their present places and which are far away. They were then connected with several people with whom they have no connection in this life. They give detailed information. To verify their statements, parapsychologists went to those places. When they went there, they were amazed to find the identifications and persons with whom they were connected in previous birth. These are not just one or two, there are several cases. We have completely forgotten our past life, but there are a few who can recollect it. Researchers also say that such people are generally not those who had died a normal death, but those who met with an accident or had been murdered, etc., and their lives cut short. Another feature exclusive to Hindu religion is that just as it talks of reincarnation of man, it talks of incarnation, avatar of the Lord. The highest truth in our religion is that reality is one and that one has become so many things. If so, that Supreme One is also the Jivas which are subjected to repeated birth and death. Apart from this, is it not also the Lord who protects this sentient and insentient world? This Ishvara is not bound by karma like men. Man takes several births to experience the karmas. But there is no need for Ishvara to take birth in that manner. Ishvara descends down to the world again and again out of mercy for man who, instead of releasing himself from the previous karmas, becomes more and more sinful, and therefore the Lord wants to help him and lift him up. The Lord takes several avatars when Dharma declines and Adharma reigns, in order to establish Dharma, protect the weak, and punish the wicked. This is what Lord Krishna says in the Gita, that everything is Lord is at one level. We cannot grasp that aspect. Then the aspect that Lord has a special place in those things which are the most distinguished as mentioned in Vibhuti Yoga of Gita. To send into the world acharyas, great pen, jnanis and yogis and great devotees to achieve this is another. Finding that all this is not enough, the Lord coming down himself as avatar is another aspect. Avataranam means to come down. He is beyond everything, it is said. He is Paratpara, transcendent. Such an Ishvara coming down, being born in our midst and establishing Dharma is called Avatar. Followers of Saiva Siddhanta do not accept that Lord Shiva took avatars. They do not accept what is actually said that Adi Shankara Bhagavad was the incarnation of Ishvara and Jnana Sambandar, the incarnation of Muruga, etc. Their view is that it is degrading for the Lord to be in the womb in a body of flesh and bones. But for Advaitins, all those who lived in the womb are of flesh and bone are in reality Brahman only. Therefore, they do not find anything degrading in Ishvara coming down as avatar. Although there are several similarities in the metaphysics of Vaishnavas and Saivas, and Vaishnavas do not accept Advaita, that it is Brahman only, that is Jiva. Vaishnavas accept the theory of incarnation. Generally, in practice, avatar is taken to mean only the avatar of Mahavishnu. The reason why Vaishnavas accept the theory of incarnation is because they believe that the Lord is full of compassion and therefore, in order to redeem the souls, he will lower himself down to any extent. Because he behaves outwardly as ordinary man, knowing well that he is the Lord, no blemish gets attached to him. All in all, it can be said that the Orthodox faith, which is Hindu religion, accepts the theory of incarnation because even though the Saivas do not accept that their supreme Lord, namely Lord Shiva, does take avatars, they do accept that Mahavishnu took 10 avatars. Another special feature of our religion is that it says that the formless, supreme being became the Devatas with different forms and has prescribed idol worship for them. Because of this, foreigners call us polytheists. Such a view is utterly wrong. Worshipping one God through many forms will not amount to our believing that there are several gods. In the same way, it is also entirely wrong to say Hindus do idol worship thinking that the idol is the Lord. No knowledgeable Hindu would say that the idol alone is God. He worships the idol in the thought that the Lord, who is omnipresent, is in the idol to help him to concentrate his mind and to do worship. We see that in any religion there is the practice of worship or meditation using some symbols. When this is so, to describe the Murti Pujas of the Hindus alone as idol worship is extremely unfair. That Hindu religion is the only one which does not claim the exclusive right by saying that redemption is possible only through this religion is what Hindus should be proud of. We find even in our Shastra the Catholic outlook that whoever follows whatever path will ultimately reach the same Paramatma. That is why our Shastras do not provide for conversion of others to our religion. The followers of Christianity or Islam, for example, say that those who do not follow the teachings of Christ would go to hell, or that those who do not follow the preachings of prophet will have no redemption. We should not get angry with them. They may be sincere in thinking that way. We can take it that since they have a sense of fulfillment with their religion, they may feel that those of other religion may not have the same sense of fulfillment, and with good intention that they too should share their experience, they may want to correct others. We may also take it that they may think that even by adopting various methods which outwardly appear bad, they can draw others to their religion and achieve a good objective. We can even assume that it is with such an objective they invaded, fought, and made conversions through the power of the sword. Islam was spread largely by the power of arms. It is also said that Christianity was spread with money power. Christians also carried out invasions, but the humanitarian activities of the missionaries also supplemented it. The white man had the money power which the Muslims of the desert land of Arabia did not have. The missionaries established educational institutions, hospitals, etc., attracted the poor and downtrodden and took them into their fold. We may not approve of compulsion or enticing with help, but we need not doubt that they really believe that if they spread their religion, all will be redeemed. But is their belief all right? Is it going to be hell if Christ or Nabi Muhammad is not followed? A little thought would show that this kind of claiming exclusive right will not hold water. Because only 2000 years have passed since Christ and about 1400 years after Nabi, what happened to all those who were born and died over millions of years before them. According to their theory, all those who were born and died since creation should have gone only to hell, since they had not accepted Christ or Nabi as their savior. The ancestors of the present followers of these religions, and even the ancestors of the founders of those religions, would not have gone to heaven. They do not, like the Hindus, accept several births either. At least, if they accept rebirth, one can say that those who lived and died before Christ and Nabi would be reborn after Christ and Nabi and secure redemption by following them. But in these religions, it is said that a soul has one birth only. Therefore, it would mean that those who were born over thousands of generations would have all gone to permanent hell. If there is a God who, instead of sending to the world acharyas who will guide the people whom he has created for countless years, sends them to permanent hell, why should such merciless God be worshipped? Why should he be attained? In other words, one may even say that there is no need for religion itself, which came up for the purpose of attaining God. The world consists of several countries with different climatic conditions, vegetation to suit the climate, and a culture which is in tune with it. It is Veda that provides for all these, which prevailed all over in ancient times. Later, the desires and aspirations of the people kept changing, and new religions came up to suit the changed circumstances with new disciplines. That is why a look at any of the religions being followed now, or even the still older religions that were prevalent in these countries, will show that in all these religions, the symbols of the Vedic religion are to be found. In Bharat alone, the ancient religion had come to stay. Even after that, it had looked upon with respect at later religions. It is considered that the foreign religions have come up consistent with the maturity attained by the people there. These would do them good. The highest ideal of Indian Hindu religion is the policy of live and let live. Not only that, the religions like Buddhism, which can give spiritual good to people of other countries, were born out of Hindu religion and were sent to other countries. Till now, I have mentioned some of the special features of Hindu religion from the philosophical and theological point of view. Along with these, our religion has a significant special feature from the sociological point of view. In every religion, there will be philosophy and theology. In addition, there will be something relating to the conduct of the individual. There will also be something about the social conduct. Ethical injunctions like treat your neighbor as your brothers, think of your enemy also as a friend, treat others the way you like to be treated, love all creatures, speak the truth, follow non-violence are to be found in every religion. Dharmam, morality, etc. are part of this. To some extent, the sociological aspect which I have mentioned is there in these rules, but it is only to some extent. In other religions, there is no exhaustive treatment of social structure. But it is in Hindu religion that we have a strong sociological foundation. Varnasrama Dharma has taken shape as a special feature. One is Varna Dharma. The other is Ashrama Dharma. Ashrama Dharma is that which prescribes what an individual shall do at different stages of life. First, he should, as a young brahmachari, bachelor, study under a guru in a gurukula. In the second, he should get married, lead a family life and produce his progeny. In the third, when he becomes old, he should leave his home and all that is associated with it, go to the forest and live there, detached from worldly life and performing only the Veda karmas. religious duties ordained in Vedas. In the fourth stage, he should give up all action, including the performance of Veda karmas, take to sannyas, and concentrate the mind only on the Paramatma. This is Varnasrama Dharma. These stages are called Brahmacharyam, Gargasthyam, Vanaprastham, and Sannyasam, respectively. Varna Dharma is an arrangement which covers the entire society. It is this Varna Dharma which is the subject of much criticism. It is generally said that Varna Dharma is caste classification, but the fact is that Varnam is different and Jati is different. Varnas are only four, but Jatis, caste, are many. Even within the Brahmin Varna, there are castes like Ayyar, Ayyangar, Rao, etc. Even in the fourth Varnam, there are Mudaliyars, Pillai, Reddiyar, Nayakar, etc. and so on. In the Vedas, Yajurveda, third Ashtakam, fourth Prashnam, and in the Dharma Shastra, many castes have been mentioned. The castes by those names are not now in existence. Whatever that be, castes are many. Varnas are only four. The criticism of Varna Dharma is this is a great blot on your religion. It is a cruel arrangement which creates inequality between people. But if one thinks deeply and impartially about Varna Dharma, it will be seen that it is an incomparable instrument for regulating social life.